Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Here's a Smash Up expansion. What were we thinking? This one's really crazy with the teddy bears. You get Elvis, obviously the Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and grannies, I guess from Beverly Hillbillies. Who would have ever thought that would be? And one thing I want to point out is this box has this it makes it really easy to open it up. Even though I don't really use this box, I'm going to get rid of it because I'll just be using the big geeky box. I'm going to get a rule book with it, and then you're going to get 4 factions. One thing I wanted to showcase here was they set it up where if you wanted to keep this box, each one has a little circle. You're going to get some more of these little tokens that will be included. These are great. It has X marks a spot like you're going on an adventure, and this one has the music on it, which is fantastic. And you're always going to get the dividers, which are hard plastic. Teddy bears, you're going to get rock stars, you're going to get the explorers, and you're going to get the grannies. And these are fantastic to have. I mean, I wish Legendary and a whole bunch of different games used really nice dividers like this. Let's take a look at our first faction. We'll look at teddy bears here. We got the Snuggly Bear. After you play your first minion, you may immediately play this minion there as an extra minion, so that's great that you get 4 of those. Lovely Bear. This minion's starting power is increased the highest starting power of an opponent's minion. Fun Bear, obviously a Care Bear reference. After another player plays or moves a minion to here, place a +1 counter on it. And then we got Sir Squeezes. Play up to 3 minions of power 3 or less, whose total is 5 or less. That's extra minions. Very powerful card. Get to the actions. We're going to have the Tea Party. If there are 2 or more minions here, at least one is yours. Draw a card. Cuddle. Play on a minion. This minion's abilities are canceled. Care Package. Draw a card and play an extra minion. Love that. Group Hug. Give one of your minions +1 for each other minion at the base. Bear Picnic. Other players cannot play minions that own a power 2. Play on a base. Your minions here cannot be destroyed by other player cards. Before a play scores, destroy the minion with the most power. Draw cards so at least one player has fewer cards in their hand than you. And then we're going to get some bases that will come in this set. City of Gold, the Ancient Temple, Retirement Community, Grandma's House, Palooza, which obviously is Lollapalooza, Lake Minnetonka, Under the Bed, and Out in the Woods. Before the base scores, each minion gets +1 power to the end of the turn. So that will definitely be. Now, I really like the teddy bears. They're very powerful, very easy to play. And I think that's because they're going to gravitate. A lot of kids are going to like playing with this. But this is a very powerful deck that I like quite a bit. Let's take and shift gears. Take a look at the grandmas. You'll see their weakest card is a 2. Look at the top card of your deck and place on the top or bottom. And that will help you put cards where you want them to be. Nana, reveal the top card of your deck as an action. Draw it or play it as an extra action. Otherwise, place it on the bottom of your deck. Look at the top card of your deck. Place on top or bottom. Reveal the bottom 2 cards of your deck. Draw any minions, reveal, and discard. Play after a base scores. Place up to 3 of your minions there on top or bottom. Chicken Soup. Place up to 2 cards from your discard pile. He's a zombie. Play on a base. Your minions here cannot be affected by other players' cards. Don't mess with my babies. Attic Treasures. Play 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw. Knitting Circle. You can destroy up to 3 actions here. Play on minions or bases. Granny's Purse. Reveal the top card of your deck. As an action, you may draw it or return it. Reveal the bottom card of your deck and draw it as a minion. You play as an extra minion. In the Family Reunion. A lot of in-jokes here on this Family Reunion. Play on a base. After your minion here, reveal the bottom card of your deck. As a minion, draw it. Otherwise, place in your deck. Now, I find this to be more of a complimentary one. This is one you'll want to play with something you know pretty well, or you want specific cards to come out. It's got a lot of revealing and finding out what you want. I find this one a little tougher to play, a little bit more experience you have with the game, a little bit easier that this deck will be. So let's go ahead and take a look at this set right here. We're going to take a look at the Rock Stars, and we're going to get a groupie, pay another groupie here as an extra minion. So you want a lot of these groupies that are coming out. Rick Roll, which is a really funny internet joke. Move up to 3 of your minions from bases with lower breakpoints to here. Classic Rocker. If the bases are breakpoint 21 or higher, draw a card. Usually one Classic Rocker ability per turn. And then the Monarch, Elvis himself. Search your deck and or discard pile for a groupie. Reveal it and place in your hand, shuffle your deck. So getting those groupies out is really important. The power ballad. Choose a base. Your minions there gain a +1 to the end of the turn if the base is a breakpoint 21 or higher. And I keep on that 21 because that's a drinking age. Turn up to 11. Spinal Tap. Play on a base. If this base starting breakpoint is less than 21, it is increased to 21. The Reunion Tour. Shuffle a number of your minions from your discard pile on your deck. I love cards like that. Get them back in your hand. Total Sellout. Play after a base scores where you have a minion. Draw 2 cards. Draw another card if it's 21 or higher. And then you have the Rock of Love. Search your deck for up to 3 minions with power 2 or less in the same name. Reveal them, place them in your hand, and shuffle your deck. Guest Star. Search your deck and or discard pile for a groupie and reveal it. Place in your hand, place extra minions, shuffle your deck. Hot Venue. Plays on a base. Your minions here have +1. If this break point of 21 or higher, draw a card. And the Tour Bus. Choose a bus with 3 of your minions from bases with lower breakpoints to there. So a lot of moving. Getting these groupies out are going to be really important. You find them in your deck. The Rickroll is nice because you can move things around. So I would say this is probably the medium level of trying to be able to use this one. I think with the right combination, it becomes a lot more important, but it does allow you to move things around, which can be super, super, super important. So let's look at the Explorers. I said no camo, which is obviously a reference from Indiana Jones. Choose a base, place a +1 counter each of your minions there, or draw a card. X never marks the spot, move each of your minions. That can be really great. Dr. Livingstone, I presume. Choose a minion. If it's only a minion on its base, shuffle into the deck. Belongs in a museum. Choose 2 minions on different bases. Move each one to the other's base. It doesn't have to be your own. So that can be really great. Glory Hound. Look at the top 2 cards of the base deck. Place one on the bottom and the other on top. That can help you get cards out that you don't really want. Crypt Looter. After a new base comes into play, you may play this minion as an extra minion. Guide. After the first time each of your minions moves in a turn, it gains a +1. So, maybe something like the Grannies or the Move-In or the Rock Stars where they're moving would be great. Idaho Smith, obviously Indiana Jones. You may play the top base of the base deck and move any number of your other minions from here to there. The Lost City, after a base scores, reveal the top 2 cards of the base deck. Choose one to replace and discard the other. Forgotten Horrors, play on a base. After you play a minion here, play a card that moves your minions to here. Draw a card and transfer this action to another base. Fortune and Glory, which is a good board game. Choose a base, you may move up to 2 minions from there to another, and you call this Archaeology. Move one of your minions, you may play this base or after it scores. Once again, I think this is a medium weight in complexity. I think, some things you can do. You're looking at the deck, kind of got to know what you want. After it scores, you can play an extra minion, which is nice. If you're moving things around with the right combination, you get extra powers. So I think it's a little bit more complexity than, say, the teddy bears would give you, but a nice little group just the same. My final thoughts on what were you thinking is pretty clear. I like Smash Up. I get everything for it. Just the pure variety of things and the combos and mixing things together is what this game is about. So A+ there. We do have some weird factions here, right? So what were you thinking? I think teddy bears is pretty straightforward. I think this is going to appeal to children, possibly even a female. I know my daughter loves the teddy bears. Got some Care Bear references. That makes a lot of sense to me. You have the Explorers, and they used maybe a Tomb Raider reference, but I think Indiana Jones would have made, but they want a more female representation probably. But even most people know Lara Croft, so Tomb Raider makes sense. But that whole Indiana Jones thing makes a lot of sense to me. Now, the rock stars, I think that's great. I think they could have made one with like movies and rock stars and maybe sports stars and stuff like that. Could have made a set. They decided to put the rock stars in here. I think they can get more out of that. And I've seen other sets where they have a lot of music references. So this isn't something that's going to be unique just to this box, but really cool. And I like having Elvis. Yeah, I'm a big Elvis fan. The Grannies, that's probably the weirdest one. Like, it's cool how they're defensive and they move things around. You're checking your deck and you're able to punish them by putting them on the bottom of the deck. I think it's really neat what Grannies is doing, what they're able to do with that theme. But I don't know. That was the weirdest one. That's kind of what were they thinking? And these 4 really don't fit together. Like, how does a teddy bear and Lara Croft or Elvis and a granny go together? Like, it's a weird combination. What were they thinking? They just kind of put some in the box. But I do like them. I think Grannies is the hardest one to play for me. Very difficult. I think you need the combination and knowing the different decks, like through all the expansions, is really important. Teddy Bears is probably the easiest. I think a lot of people are going to like this Explorers because of the theme of it. And who doesn't like music, right? Being able to kick butt with Elvis and groupies. Now, the groupies, some connotations to that you may or may not. If you get some questions from your kids, depending on their age and what age they're getting to. So your mileage may vary. But I really like this set a lot. The Teddy Bears is a must-have for our family. and the Explorers is a must-have. So the Indiana Jones and Lara Croft is really good. So this is what I would recommend. Just understand, in my opinion, these three are a little bit more difficult to play, as in playing them well, not following the directions. Very easy, like look at the deck, but being able to put what you want and be able to be good at these. So I would say hold off on this one if you're a beginner, and let this be in your middle to last ones and complexity to play. Of course, with all Smash Up, whatever themes interest you is probably what you're going to buy first. So for me, it's a keeper. I think this is a must-buy in the series. The series is still going strong for me, and one I highly recommend.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.